vision of Jonas, and this could be the first blood.
Pulled back into the cogs with the battery assault, and this is surely his death. They're going to try and TP in with Slardar to help save him, but that will be our first blood.
Given the Alchemist like a safe laning stage, but they can get aggressive elsewhere in a later time. Top lane, they're going for a bit of a big dive here on Trixie, and I think they've got it, even with the TP support.
A 3-second stun makes it pretty easy. Disruptor is here, so they can glimpse back Loda into this tier 1 tower. Now, he does get into the trees where Hanskin's also sitting, so this is a little bit difficult. Doesn't get hit by the cogs. Hanskin puts himself out there first, seeing if the NiP team will go on him, but they really want to get this Loda kill.
Jugs here.
Tries to close the distance, almost gets Era, doesn't quite hit him with that stun. They will hit him with the 2-second stun. Omni Slash bounces back over to Era, but Era manages to get the blink away. Fortunately, one of the Omni Slash bounces hits Cinder, and now Limp's going to be stuck. Oh, doesn't get stuck inside the kinetic field. That was so close.
Giving away some of that top lane advantage, but with that dive, and then the entire time having Quake for free farm, I think they've got a problem to deal with. And Cinderin tanks a smoke gank.
Oh, he gets the cogs. Limp, wow, he didn't keep the close distance there. Here. Limp, haste room, brought back into the kinetic field, makes it out though. That was a close one.
NiP are ready and set up. They've got a static storm.
Back here, kinetic field, that'll land on Hanskin. He's definitely dead. Alliance throughout the healing ward to try and save him. They tried to do that slow Roshan against a Clockwork and against a Weaver with Swarm.
Yeah. And Quake's keeping in now with his Radiant, so he can actually fight with his Armlet Chemical Rage.
Oh, this is going to get real nasty. If NiP can actually win a fight with an Alchemist this early on, it's going to be disastrous for Alliance. They start backing themselves away. To turn around, they're going to go on to Koifa. Vacuum in with the wall over the top, but a really disruptive play from Cinder with the hook shot in on the cogs with the static storm over the top. Limp can't get anything off. No Omni Slash there. Jonas Fan has the surge, but can't even get it off with the constant battery assault ticks. So Alliance lose all 5 there with Roshan. Dota does not have Phantasm. He used it at bottom lane, take out that tier 2. It's already gone by the time the creeps hit for tier 3, so it's not even getting any base damage during all this, and lacking a big team fight ultimate. They're going to be able to get the Eul Scepter straight into the Static Storm, hoping to be able to finish off once again, but he does have the BKB. Now turns it around. Era caught in by a stun. That's going to be the Aegis down. Hanskin, though, locked inside the cogs against Cinderin, and Trixie will end up going down. That'll be a numbers advantage until a buyback comes in. A full 5-on-5 still going to ensue here. Loda goes on to Koifa. Minus armor is not good enough. Koifa still fight this one out, even against the spin of Limp. Another pushback there from Cinderin with the cogs. Protecting Koifa while he hits on the melee racks. A beautiful sonic wave brings all of Alliance low, but they are working around the shrine, so they're going to get a decent amount of HP. Still not healthy enough to engage. Vacuum back, but Hanskin a little bit late there.
He was kind of the more vulnerable target that Alliance go for, but Second Life is there, and even now they smoke up. They want to go fight. Koifa
got this fresh Shivas on Koifa if he wants to be able to slow him down. There it goes. Alliance now have the Phantasm with the 4-second stun. Maybe they can finally finish off Koifa with a jump in, hook shot, and Static Storm. That's going to lessen the damage, and a big blow by Era. Knocks out one. Limp is going to be a second one. Limp is just going to be gone on by Koifa and Trixie. They pull back Jonas Fan as well. A third core going to fall here from Alliance, and they drop the GG call as well, meaning our Alchemist will end at about 1,000 gold per minute in a 28-minute game. Well played by Ninjas in Pajamas. Like, what heroes are good versus this lone druid carry?
The first rotation seems to be coming in down bottom as Hanskin TP's down with the Earth Spirit.
Cinderin not able to get close enough to EGM. Hanskin's going to come in, misses the roll, but they do have the stun follow-up kick and a quick silence.
Lanes like Trixie, even though he's got a Midas, is still very much a space-creating core. He's going to force people to come respond when he's pressuring lanes, and he by himself can defend pushes sometimes with Plague Ward, so we'll see that put to the test now up top as the rotation is well and truly coming his way.
Trixie does man get off the ultimate before he dies, but it is all 5 of Alliance. They're just going to run over NiP. Do they have Assassinate? It's going to be 2. So that Shellgrave TP is successful.
And you do expose yourself a bit by being in the pit.
They are going to be able to take Roshan in time before Cinderin can be there. Cinderin actually not even throwing out the crush, tries to back himself away, but gets hit by the kick from Hanskin. They get 2, now a third. Hani goes for the Shellgrave TP out, but he's still hit by the Assassinate. That mini stun will stop him from TPing out, and there was also the swap.
Doesn't land it though.
Trixie daring Alliance to go onto him, but it's actually going to be the roll in onto Hani. That is real bad. Koifa is going to have to feel some pressure coming in from behind. He's going to go for EGM first. They do manage to get the Veno slow, but now Koifa is going to be backdoored by Loda and Hanskin as a duo. Cinderin going to be jumped on as well. Limp gets a little bit more Ion Shell damage. Now the Urn stopping that Blink Dagger with this Assassinate to finish off. Looks like Alliance will come out ahead unless Eric can turn this around. He managed to get the kill onto Limp, but that's still just the Aegis.
Well, Alliance now feel like they've got this small window with Aegis, so they're on the high ground. The split push of them is not a big threat, so this will be it's like an uncontested Rax.
Yep. They kind of jump out. Trixie's been silent, pulled back there. It looks like they're going to try and get him before he can pop his ultimate, or at least be out of range. They do get the Shallow Grave,
TPs,
Shrine, and Assassinate is not going to be enough. He will
they
get
can cancel TPs, they may get Rax at bottom.
Yeah,
Quick's right down there, he's on the melee Rax.
Limp is keeping all these Blink Daggers back. TPs are coming back. The melee Rax. Oh no, you're out of range. Go back in, Koifa. He's going to be able to get
suicide
it.
For
Cinderin jumped out. All right, he's got it. TP out. Hanskin, Assassinate is going to be able to make that mini stun. He's going to try and juke out, but he does have the Yule Scepter back over to top lane. Did they catch anything? Loda, he's not going to be able to TP away. Doesn't even have one. They do manage to get the stun onto him. Era has the Reaper Sight. They're drawing closer and closer. Loda just cannot be allowed to heal up here, and it looks like they got him dead to rights. Now Koifa, he's going to burn out from the Urn. There it goes. And that just leaves EGN, the final fish to be caught. 100 seconds on the Life Stealer.
Kite it around.
Speed is of the essence here. Limp is going to be jumped on here. Trixie, Yule Scepter, nice two-man crush out there. Get a little bit of an exit. The swap back onto Cinderin. That looks like that should be a pick-off with the Shallow Grave there. Cinderin, his life is going to be at the cost, though, of a tier 2 tower at top lane, and Koifa rather quickly barreling down that top lane, going for the melee Rax. But we'll see the jump in here from Trixie, coating everybody in with that poison. It's an Aghanims upgrade as well. So Alliance are going to be feeling this burn in the next few seconds. See if NiP can actually do much. They're trying to buy back, trying to stop anything. These melee Racks are going down, or at least catch somebody on the way out, because Koifa is beginning to work on that one. Nice vacuum. Oh, there goes the Reaper Sight, but it's not enough. Now the cheese being eaten up, and Era, he's silenced up. He's going to lose his life unless the Shallow Grave can save him. They need a little bit more heals coming out, but the Assassinate, oh, not quite enough to finish him off, but Hanskin will claim the kill. Trixie also going down. Hanskin actually almost blinks into him, rolls upwards, thinking that Cinderin had backed away, but Cinderin just goes deeper into position. Don't get caught now, though. Oh, rage creep. He spotted him. Sniper the snipey. He's got him. Cinderin starts force-tapping himself away, has a blink up in a second, but the Yule stops him first. Now the roll in. Hanskin's going to be able to catch Cinderin, slow him down a little bit more, but the rest of the team keeps pushing forward. Era, he's been gone on here. He's actually down. Trixie gets his initiation with all that. Koifa now has to come in big time with the poison, taking away these heroes. Ghost Scepter out from Trixie, buys a little bit more time, but the swap back onto Koifa. He's in trouble, turns, kills EM, the Shallow Grave, buying him a little bit more time. The Assassinate, the Shrine, it keeps him alive. Want to try and finish this up in a 2-0. They're going to have to fight through Mega Creeps and against an incredibly farmed Alliance crew. Limp getting that extra surge movement speed. A Yule Scepter to himself, but there's the call. Koifa, I think they know it's over. They had a very, very narrow path to victory this whole entire time.
And put TA mid.
Maybe this was the plan all along. Cinderin could be our first. It will be our first blood here.
NiP misjudged it. I don't even have the damage to bring him down. Perhaps a little bit concerning. Even though their TA is still farming very well. And it's going for, the Midas as well, so it will be a full-on Midas game.
You had a free out there, but he times back in, and it's corrosive phase on him.
Oh, the invis. Got him.
It's got him. Corrosive haze. Oh, he pops the time lapse, but he's still right there in the same spot for Limp to collect the duel. Eric gets spotted out by EGM.
Yeah, you farm and you prioritize taking the Ancients as often as possible, but then you look to fight. Now Koifa has to fight.
Oh, Alliance, are you going to throw away this game in a Roshan attempt? They had an Invis Templar Assassin. Now they jump in, a big hit, and a Blinding Light push out. Koifa snatched up the Aegis, and now it's cleanup on aisle 6. Ninjas and Pajamas are going to take 3 heroes of Alliance. Smoke play as they attempted last time. Do see Jonas and Fawn thanks to this ward right now, so this smoke, they may be able to find a decent initiation here before Sean spawns. They're going to blow up Jonas and Fawn. They do also see Hanskin. They can still be able to get the hold on him, but Hanskin does have backup. They're going to have Limp coming in with the duel. Now the follow-up. Koifa, he jumps in, but underneath the Shrine, can't actually output any damage, so they manage to pick up 2 here, and maybe Trixie as well. He runs out of Shikuchi, has a time lapse up now, Corrosive Haze, and ho ho ho.
very surprised by this because the Aegis still is a good duration, but they feel like they can get the jump and burst down key hero here.
Oh, they see the courier coming in, so they know these heroes are smoked up, but the initiation still comes true for a NiP. But can't put out the damage on this Ghost Scepter, so now it's going to be Alliance's initiation, who's a little bit better. Already scored 2. They've locked down Koifa as well. Limp, he eliminates him under the duel. Now it's going to be mass buybacks, going to be forced out of NiP, and they just don't have the buybacks. They're going to be able to get the Coddle as well, but it's 2 of the cores down permanently for Ninjas the Pajamas.
Whatever happened there, the rest of the fight was just as bad. Koifa is going to die a second time, and that's it. That's game over. There's nothing you can do at that point if you're NiP.
Felt like they were just